And I even got two watches on. When did you get?
Good evening and welcome to the school committee meeting of September 19th, 2019. As every meeting starts, I want to remind you this meeting is being broadcast live. It is also being recorded for use at a later date should we need it. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. We have a pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. This is going to be a fairly brief school committee meeting. Superintendent's report. Jeff, you have one.
Yes, I do.
Item.
And I appreciate folks scrambling to put this meeting together. I have a resignation in central office, and I have an opening for the former assistant superintendent of student services of student services. So I have a vacancy upstairs currently. As you know, that position was formerly a director of student services. It was changed last September by the school committee, and the assistant superintendent title or position was formed. I'd like to go back to the director of student services, and I need your approval for that. Enclosed is the job description. It's very much alike, except for a title change of the position.
I entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
As described by the current superintendent. I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Fred?
Just had one question. Salary to be negotiated?
Correct.
What level are you anticipating coming in at?
It's a director salary, so it'll be less than the assistant superintendent salary.
Mike?
Jeff, just briefly, a brief summary. What do you picture this person doing as a, I know you have it written, but just.
So really the director of student services incorporates special education, homeless transportation, special education transportation, and English language learners, as well as homeschool students. So it encompasses pupil personnel and anything involving students in the non-traditional setting.
Okay.
Everything but teachers.
Like it was, basically
Correct.
what it was.
Basically what it was.
Okay.
I think when we looked at as the assistant superintendent, it was a little bit more as a decision maker in central office. This is as we put together the flow chart of superintendent, one assistant superintendent who has many hands in a lot of different things, and this is a true director position, much like many of the districts around us.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Any other questions from anyone? All those in favor?
I have a question.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bill.
This position, I'm assuming, would it be interim or?
That's a good point, Mr. Trotter. What I want to post is an interim position, interim director of student services, to be effective immediately. I'd like to post as soon as this is approved, if it is approved, and move forward with an appointment of this position.
Does everybody understand what's going on? Because by October 1, I think we have to have this position
Correct.
filled legally. So I just wanted everybody to know that. Any further questions? All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Simonak?
We did put in a letter of what we discussed last week of the McQuon turnover.
Yeah.
So I sent a letter to Mr. McHugh, the town administrator of Hanson, saying that we will turn the building over McQuon School October 31st.
Any other questions about that, Mike?
Yeah, as everyone on board with, all of a sudden we turn the key or whatever back to the town, does everyone understand we're not mowing that field anymore? We're not, is that?
I believe that's a conversation that McQuon, I don't know the name of the title,
Committee.
Reuse Committee is discussing.
They
But
didn't know.
We're not going to have any obligation to do that. I think that's going to be something that if they ask us to do that, there might be a fee to that, but our responsibility to that facility is going to turn over on October 31st. And I think that's the challenge that the town is discussing, how to secure that facility. And we're working with them to maybe purchase materials to secure it that will be reimbursed.
Okay.
I know in past years, the town has mowed it also. Past years, they've mowed it.
Okay.
They've taken time. I know that Ernie and them have worked it out before.
Okay.
when they had, like, when the big mower,
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
that big mower got broke down a couple of different times, the town stepped in. And I believe that Ernie had said he was working with Bob Brown on it also.
I mean, and I think the time frame turning it over, you know, it might, we're not gonna be responsible for snow removal in the facility, things like that as we move forward, because we're turning it into
Right.
winter instead of fall season.
Now, you think we can definitely meet this date?
I think so, based
You
upon
have
where
a
we're
yard
at.
sale, what, a week before, sorry?
What's that?
We have a yard sale, you're kind of tentatively thinking a
So,
week before?
we're gonna, our next committee meeting, I think, is October 12th, give or take that date. I'll have a date for the yard sale, for the town to go in and look at materials first, town offices, and then for that surplus yard sale. Ernie's worked this past week to get it cleaned up, so
Why is
that
he
we can
up?
actually tag some things and move forward with that. The Indian Head staff, or certain members of the staff, have said certain things weren't delivered over there. They're going over there on Tuesday. And a couple of items that were left over there from Duval, that were supposed to travel to Duval, tagging those items. The principals are gonna be in there at the end of next week, and the directors, curriculum directors, making sure that everything that is of use can be used before the town sees that building.
Part of it is also, Mike, a lot of stuff gets shipped from other buildings to McQuon to see what could get pieced together.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
A lot of stuff there, absolutely.
And then the stuff that's physically gonna get scrapped, you know, the metal stuff will get out and they'll have a scrap.
I was just like picturing how many dumpsters you need to, if we have to
There's
physically
a
get
lot of material in there. There's a lot of.
everything out of there. Yeah.
One of the issues that we've declared surplus here, you know, different things over the years have been declared surplus and have ended up in McQuon.
Okay.
And need to be removed now, so,
Surplus squared.
yeah, correct.
Anyone else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So second?
All those in favor? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, folks. Thank you for doing this.